Right. Hey, folks. I'm Faz from Fazlifts. Today, I want to talk about the difference between testing strength versus building it. So first off, let's give a definition of testing strength. So testing strength is going in the gym, maxing out, getting spotter to help you lift the weight up, wrapping your elbows, wrapping your knees for squats, doing singles, doubles, all that kind of stuff. That's what testing is. Now, the plan in that scenario is there is no plan. You just go in on your first day to see where you're at. That's what testing is. If that sounds familiar to you, or you see people in the gym doing that, that's what I'm talking about. Now, the consequences of testing versus building is that, one, it's a wasted opportunity. If you're constantly testing your strength, you're never actually building it. So you can go in and see where you're at, but the energy and you waste building up to that set and doing that set, and the time you spend building and doing that set to test where you're at, it's a wasted opportunity. It's time and energy away from doing the things which are going to build your strength just so you can test to see where you're at. It's a wasted opportunity. Secondly, it makes you unable to track progression over time. If the first week you go back to the gym, you're doing singles, then the next week you're doing sets and reps, and the next week, well, you change exercises, go to a different exercise, test where you're at there. You can just continuously be on that roller coaster for a long, long time. And all you're doing is just continuously testing your strength. There's no way you can actually track progression. Secondly, it's very dangerous. Need I say more? Next thing is that wasted time can go towards months of non-progress if you're lucky. And if you're unlucky and you get injured, then that could be much more time away from the gym for very little gain. Just to test to see where you're at is pretty much pointless. Now, what I want to push towards is building strength. So building progressively and incrementally, loading the weight and the reps every week to actually build. So whereas testing looks like singles, doubles, spotter force reps, wrapping your knees, all that kind of stuff, really testing yourself, see where you're at. Building is more like reps, repetitions, sets, clean execution, consistent form, which you can compare week to week. So we're looking at reps anywhere between maybe 5 to 15, a reasonable rep range. Yep. Good consistent form, a standardized start point and end point for consistency, and the ability to replicate that form week in, week out, not just rep and set and set. So the ability to replicate and see if you're actually improving or not. Also, building tends to be part of a series of workouts. So you might have a block of 4 to 6 weeks of training where you're progressively getting stronger and stronger and adding load to overcome that load and get stronger and bigger. Overall, it's part of a well put together progressive plan where you're lifting progressively heavier weights in great form in the big compounds for moderate rep ranges, as I always talk about on this channel. In the building paradigm, no single workout is overly important. So you go in with a plan to connect a series of workouts which progressively get you from point A to point B over the course of months and years. You go in, you get your little win for the day, and you head out. No single session is this massive mouth frothing, nose bleeding type of affair. You go in, you get your win, you incrementally load, and you've ticked off another box as part of the plan of the overall 6 months perhaps of progress. So consistent increases over time, and no single session is overly invested emotionally. The consequences of building and consistently building is that over the course of months and months and months, you should be able to add small amounts of load every week or every month, or small amounts of reps to your lifts to end up to be bigger and stronger. Small amounts every week, small amounts every month add up to a hell of a lot over the course of many, many years. That is how I built all my strength from my prime, to add a small amount of weight every year. And that is how all the big, strong guys built their mass, built their strength by adding small amounts of load incrementally, duplicating the form they've used, and then just being patient. Singles, doubles, spotter force reps, testing to see where you're at is absolutely pointless. And for the most part, it's highly counterproductive because it can lead to wasted opportunities and injuries. Right, folks, hopefully that impresses upon you an idea of testing versus building. Make sure you're mostly building in your workout, if not exclusively building your workouts. Right. If you enjoy this type of content, drop me a like, share, subscribe. If you want a question answered of your own, go ahead and put it in the comments or in the description. And if you want to work with me, there's a link to work with me in the description. So let me know. All right, folks, thanks very much.